Let's talk about choices in relationships and marriage, but also much more broadly. Sometimes what society says about us can get so loud that we stop questioning it and begin to believe it. We internalize a lack of choice. In this audio essay, Nidhi Goyal, a disability and gender justice advocate, reminds us to think beyond what society says and really spend time figuring out what it is we want.
Hi everyone, I am Nidhi Goyal. I am an activist, a disability rights and gender justice activist. I'm the founder and executive director of Rising Flame, a nonprofit working on rights of persons with disabilities with a focus on women and youth with disabilities. Of course, I wear multiple hats, but today I'm speaking to you as a disabled woman myself. I'm here to share with you my journey with blindness and what it has meant to negotiate ideas of dating, experiences of relationships, love, romance, marriage. Let me take you back to when I was 15. I wasn't always disabled. I acquired my disability, or I was diagnosed when I was 15, and all I knew was slowly, gradually, but surely, I would lose the sight that I had. When you're a teenager, everybody's super excited to go to college and university, and a part of it is dating and exploring and crushes and romance. For me, I was wondering how would this attraction and romance work when I would be losing sight and I couldn't see if I found that guy's eyes sexy, or like his face would make my heartbeat stutter, or if I found him awesome in a black shirt, or I don't know, what would this attraction even look like for me? Of course, I was confused because I belonged to an ableist world where narratives of love and romance were all visual, where narratives or how you fall in love, who do you fall in love with, what choices do people have, was all coming from a space or reality of non-disabled people. I was told much later in life. My parents did not share this with me when I was losing sight or I was in my teenage, but they let me know much later in life that actually when I was diagnosed, one of my dad's friend turned around and told him, saying, listen, like she's 15, 2-3 years, she'll turn 18, she'll have that legal age to get married. So just hide her disability till then. Hopefully not much vision loss would have happened. So hide her disability and then get her married. Otherwise, she'll be a burden on you all your life. Thank God that I had a supportive ecosystem. Thank God that I had a family who understood what support, what empowerment, and what life meant. My dad said, the goal for my daughter is not to get married. That's not her ultimate goal of life. Right now, all I need to do is to be there and support her while she's learning and discovering what this life with blindness means. I've grown up in a mix of environment. On one hand, the society that always had a question around, oh, do disabled people date? Why would someone be in a relationship with them? Marriage is absolutely not for them. But if by chance someone's attracted, you are a beggar. Like disabled people are beggars. They better not act like very choosy and all that. On one hand, there was this thought. On the other hand, I was fortunate to have a family who said, she'll find things when she finds things. She'll find someone when she finds someone. She'll have her own journey. On the third hand, or actually another instance, I had friends who would be like, hold her hand, we'll walk you through this corridor, and at the end of this corridor there's that guy whose voice you really like, and you found that voice sexy and you interacted with him and you were really attracted. That guy, not this one, yeah, that one. He's standing at the end of the corridor. Just keep quiet, play it cool, okay, play it cool. You'll understand from his perfume that you're crossing him. And there was another group where we were about 3 or 4 girlfriends, and one of them once in their joy and young excitement said, hey, wow, this is so amazing. All of us now have boyfriends. And I turned around and said, 3 out of 4. What about me? You are to just you, yeah. Come on, yeah. We don't count you. You are you. I don't think this was said to hurt me. I don't think the intention was that. I think living in an ableist world where we don't have enough examples of disabled people being in relationships, of disabled people making choices in relationships, right? Dating, being married. I think those were my friends' teenage brains or ableist teenage brains that spoke out such things. What did this even mean going forward? Of course, I was also steeped in this whole cult called Bollywood. And I kept seeing and I was like, oh my God, relationships are with these perfect people. Like, you have to either look into each other's eyes to fall in love and be able to dance around the bush. Of course, I was a dancer, so at least I had that edge over others. I could dance around a tree to fall in love. I could sing probably that you wouldn't run away. So 2 things I could do. I was creative, so I could give surprises. But is romance and love all about that? Can attractions only happen when you look into someone's eyes? What did this Bollywood in society tell me? What did people around me tell me? That I would probably not be in equal relationships. What did it tell disabled people like me who were still confused, who were still exploring? That they would somehow be unequal. They would somehow be a burden. They would somehow not be enough in a relationship. Of course, when as years rolled by, I became more and more confident. I interacted with more people with disabilities. I saw things around me. Yeah, it sounds ironic when a blind woman says she saw things around you, but I think the more I lost sight, the more I engaged with the community, and the more I could clearly see how ableism played in our lives, in our choices. I slowly started working for Point of View on the Sexuality Disability Project. And I remember when I was co-authoring the website and then conducting many workshops. I would always walk into the workshop and talk to women with disabilities about what kind of partner would they like. Believe me or not, the conversations always started with, maybe we want a partner who's non-disabled because of course they need to take care of us. Like, what is all this, We have a disability now to live a full life. We need someone to take care of us. And there would be some others who said, no. I want a partner with exactly the same disability that I have. Because only and only then they will understand what I go through. There was no conversation about, I want a partner because this is my choice. There was no conversation about, I want a partner because attraction is, I get attracted to someone like this. This is my list of what kind of partner I want. Somehow the conversation started centering around disability. And this is what the environment does to us, right? We again had a parents' focus group, and I remember one parent coming in and saying, my child living with a disability, I have a full plan. They should get married at the age of this. And their partner should be less privileged than them. Of course, should be non-disabled so that they can take care of them. And then in 2 years, they should have the first child. In 4 years, they should have the second child. So by the time I become old, I will train their wife and their children how to take care of them. This was, of course, about a man with a disability. But there were very similar conversations surrounding women, where parents said, yes, our daughter is educated. Yes, she has a very, very, very fantastic professional career. But we want someone who could take care of her because, Baba, we don't leave her alone at home. And I remember this conversation in a coffee shop, and I said, but why wouldn't you leave her alone at her own house? No, what if she needs something? I said, but it's her house. She will take what she needs. No, like coffee and all, like kitchen, how will... I said, but she could go make a cup of coffee for herself and drink it. My suggestion was to give space, to allow exploration, to let them be independent. Somehow, as disabled women, a lot of the conversation, or the noise as I call it, that the parents in the society hold around us, we start absorbing it and we are like, we want someone to take care of us. It'll be best, I tell you, it'll be best. Somehow, when we are exercising choices in partners, we get so caught up in ableist framings, in this whole disability, non disability framing, that we forget who do we want, what do we want, and why do we want this person. Have we sat down and imagined what a day would look like with a partner? Have we sat down and imagined what kind of conversations we would like to have with a partner? Is our choice stemming from the non-negotiables that we have? Do we dream and do we have non-negotiables? Do we have that space to build around own non-negotiables around us, within us, and for our lives? When it comes to life choices and choices in relationships and marriage, I think questions, of course, that there are people think less of us is a reality. But what also remains a reality is that we need to reflect, where are these choices coming from? Our own choices, are they ours? Are they free from biases? Are they free of Bollywood influence? Are they free from overprotective parents? Are they free from the ableist society's thinking? Are they stemming from our unwillingness to be independent? Because independent living is hard. It's easier to give in and say, maybe my parents are right. Maybe I should be with someone who could give everything to me in my hand. Maybe I should just be a receiver of care. It's easy to get influenced by the ableist society and say, yes, I'm less. I need to continuously overcompensate. If I'm treated like trash, it's okay because I live with disability and they do not. Or I live with more disability and they live with that less. Or somehow a woman with a disability is considered lesser than a man with a disability. Where are these choices coming from? I want to echo and I want to repeat that you'll constantly hear that you don't have enough choices. Settle in for what you have. It's important to settle in. But I wanted to say it's important to explore. It's important to understand. It's important to engage. It's important to know that there is no nazron se nazre mili aur pyar ho gaya. There is no happily ever after right after finding a partner. What is, in fact, is making those choices, feeling responsible for those choices, constantly reflecting on what choices you make, but also a constant negotiation with people, with partners, with yourself, and knowing what you dream of, knowing what you want, and knowing what you believe in.
This video ends with two logos on a yellow background. The first one is a pink heart and a plus sign and has Pyar Plus written underneath. And the second one is a green and black eye and has point of view written next to it.